And we are live. Directly from the new expansion. Really been looking forward to these new cards too, man. Hearthstone has been so lame for so long. But it's one of the good things that I like about Hearthstone is there's always new cards coming. Either a mini set or a expansion right around the corner. So when the game gets lame, you know changes are coming. They couldn't come soon enough this time.
A new song begins.
Alright, so I'm playing some Control Warlock here right off the bat. Up against a Druid. So likely expecting some new cards here. And I definitely want the Forge of Wills. And I think I want the card draw. Yeah, I think I want the card draw too.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
Well, that's pretty straightforward. Man, I hope this isn't a Druid that can't afford new cards. Okay. They can afford new cards. Good to know right off the bat. Just go ahead and tap here. Turn 3, we get down the location. This card is insanely strong with some of the minions that we have. I think I want to save the coin for Loken. Could potentially, like, location and then coin out a Mortal Coil. But I want to save the coin to get Loken on turn 5. Because if we don't draw that big 15-15, I'm going to have a 15-15 taunt on the board on turn 5. Which for Druid, that doesn't have a whole lot of single target removal, could be very hard for them to be able to deal with. Let's see. Maybe I just clear this and take the healing. Because next turn I'm going to play Loken, and I'm going to use the Forge of Wills on whatever I hit, so as long as I don't top deck the Thanatem, I think this game is actually just getting ready to be over. That's how strong it is. So I'll have a 3-3, a 15-15, and a second 15-15. So let's see if they can beat it. There we go. And then we copy it. Happy expansion. What are they doing? Is there anything that Druid can do against this? I really don't think so. Oh my god. I forgot about this stupid card. And the very first spell is a Hex, man. What are you talking about? That is unbelievable. Alright. So we just put more minions on the board. Alright, so now, surely they can't deal with it again, right? Surely they can't deal with it again. Yes. Man, we actually got scammed. Like, that should have been an instant concede, like rage quit from our opponent. And they had the Prison of Yogg-Saron. That actually cast Hex right off the bat. So that's kind of like a power combo for that deck. But if you have that, certain classes just can't beat it. We'll move on to Nature Shaman here. I really think that Druid, the Warlock deck is going to be good. Nice solid little control deck. Capable of some powerful stuff. Warlock's really been missing good decks for a while. Definitely been missing new decks for a while.
10,000 years, and still you annoy me.
And if this person thinks I'm playing against a priest on day one of a new expansion, they better think twice, man. I can't believe... Why would you... A new expansion and you're going to play priest? The same priest that you've been playing, most likely? The remove everything archetype that shouldn't even exist? Nah. We ain't doing that. Make yourself miserable, play a gazillion-hour game. Alright, here we go. A playable matchup.
Death is colder than the depths.
Am I keeping Champion of Storms is the question. That is the question. I don't think so. I think we want to draw into it later. If we keep it, it sits in our hand dead for like too many turns. So I think it's fine to throw it back. Don't really want to play this when I'm not overloaded because I'd like to actually be able to get a spell out of my deck with it, I think. So I'm not just going to play it on turn 1. Although maybe you're supposed to, just being able to spend mana and get that out on the board could be good. Not really interested in playing this just yet either. Forge, you say? That's the other interesting thing. Just gonna spin mana and punch face. The other interesting thing about day 1 of an expansion is I don't know exactly what all the cards are just yet. So, like, I don't even know what the Warrior Forge card is. So that's going to be a nice surprise at some point. Definitely makes the game much more fresh when there are new cards. So I'm going to start by discovering a spell. And I probably just want card draw at this point. I'm going to go ahead and trade here as well. So turn 5, I'm going to get down the Enza, which is going to make our overload cards cheaper throughout the rest of the game. And then hopefully at some point I'm going to draw the whatever that new elemental is that summons the 4/2s. And then potentially just OTK the opponent. Also, I don't know if this warrior is playing Brawl. If I knew for sure they weren't, you could even just make a board full of 4/2s.
Do you have this in a bigger size?
And overwhelm the opponent. But I'm probably just going to try to line up the OTK against this particular matchup. So we get down the Enza, and then of course we're never trading here. That would be silly. See. And the first day of a new expansion is also always marked by deck tracker troubles. There's a lightning bolt. So we need to draw cards. Horn of the Wind Lord. We can actually discover as well. Let's grab some more cards. So there's the Champion of Storms. Here's a Lightning Storm as well. Lightning Storm doesn't really help us here, but the Champion of Storms, I just need the mana to be able to pull it off. Do I want to try to go ahead and play this now and set it up for next turn? Next turn, nature spells are dirt cheap. I don't think I'm going to have enough mana, though.
Go with the flow. Time is short.
I take the overdraft here. I think I'm actually just going to play the overdraft. And I am going to go ahead and do this. Might be trying to go in a little bit prematurely here. I feel like this deck is going to take time to learn. This is the first game that I've actually been able to play it, so I might be trying to go in a little bit too early, but we do have a second copy of Flash of Lightning. So they're going to get back their Bridge Rift, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to do this. And start to discover Command of Neptulon. Maybe I actually just want to go ahead and play this. Because we're actually clearing the board here. And then I can also just play the zap. So we're actually not clearing the board because I didn't forge this first. And that was a mistake. So I'll pass turn. So I forgot that you actually have to forge this. The 4/2s have rush if this is forged. But I think we should just be killing our opponent now. Like, relatively easily here. I gotta count the old-fashioned way. 15 and 7 is 22. So I would still need to discover something off of this to be able to close out the game. I think I still just have to go for it, though. There's a zap. So if I play the bio... If I play the bio, it actually doesn't kill this yet. I can trade 1/4/2 just to remove that body from the board. Alright, so we just discovered lethal, I think. Just have to get all the damage face. Yep. And so we killed our opponent, so I maybe was a little bit premature. I kind of had to, I guess, high roll the discover for a lightning bolt there. But that's how the OTK with the deck works, and I think like once you play it and get really good with the, you know, just the feel of the deck and the consistency of the deck, you should be able to do that on a pretty regular basis, so that was nice. That's going to be a very fun, very strong deck, too. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of that over time.
Lunara versus Sylvanas.
Victory for the Forsaken.
Yeah, the other good thing about the first day of an expansion is people are playing so many different things. Like, we've already seen a lot of different classes compared to, you know, like yesterday. But we definitely keep the Embrace of Nature. I want to forge that for sure. These definitely get tossed. The question is, do you keep Summer Child here? I kind of think you do. So I'm going to keep it and give it a try here. This is pretty good. So we've got turn 1 this. Turn 2, maybe I even just go ahead and forge and to play this turn 3. And then I have this on 4. And then my choose one will have both effects combined. So ideally you want to hit Drum Circle in this particular deck to be able to do that.
Grab all kinds of things.
Unfortunately, our opponent is not going to be AFK. But it should be fine. I mean, at some point, we're going to have just a ridiculous board. If I can make it to
No one's going to believe
the big Drum Circle. Ooh, baby. New card spotted. I'm going to go ahead and forge here. So when I first saw this card, I was like, man, this is going to be great for Hunter. It's going to be so strong. But the issue is it also buffs itself. And I feel like there's a lot of scenarios where you only get one buff. Because now it has to summon something that's 3 attack or more in order to be able to buff again. I don't think we can actually remove this. So I just killed the 2/1 to save damage.
Now, how about
Again, this may not matter if I can get the big combo. I just have to stay alive long enough to be able to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Play this guy for free. And we did hit the Drum Circle, which is nice. So that has both effects combined. I'll be able to do it potentially on turn 6. I'm going to just get down a 2/2 here. So if I can make it to turn 6, I'm going to coin this out, and it's going to have both effects. Oh, wow. I don't think I'm making it to turn 6 here is the problem. So what I have to wonder is this consistent in any way for that deck, or is this a high roll? Also, I really don't like this trade. I don't know why you wouldn't shove all damage face here. Ultimately, I guess it doesn't matter because we're just dead anyway. But that's a really poor trade, I think.
I can't win them all?
So we'll get out of that one. That's going to put us back on the Warlock. I'll be interested over time to see how good this Warlock deck is as well. It just has like some silly strong stuff that it's capable of.
Nazar versus Inge.
Versus Death Knight, so we might be getting a look at that new Plague stuff. There's another chance that it could just be like an unholy Death Knight. So for the mulligan with this deck, I wonder... I think you keep the card draw. I don't know if you're supposed to keep imposing a Nubasath, because if you draw Forge of Wills on 3, play this on 4, then you have a Taunt, and a 7/7 with Rush. That's just like really strong. But I'm not sure that you actually just keep it. And I guess I am going to keep Defile just because it's Death Knight. But Defile may not be a keep, or maybe a situational keep, depending on the class that you're against. Alright, so it is the Plague deck.
How bold!
And apparently, it's not just the next turn, it's the next card. I think, actually, the Plague Death Knight might have a good matchup into this Warlock, simply because we're wanting to draw a lot of cards. Are you kidding me? This is insane. It's happened twice. Frost Plague twice, onto the top of my deck twice, and now look at my hand.
The citadel stands strong.
This is definitely not normal. It's also not unexpected with the... Look, another Frost Plague on the top again. Alright, well at least our cards are back to regular price here. We're drawing all of our minions though. Like, this guy is not going to get played this game most likely.
Everybody needs a casket.
Man, for so long we weren't able to play cards. Like, I don't even want to play this now because we're going to overdraw one anyway. It's just no good plays here. Guess I have to tap and hope for something playable. But we're also just dying here, which is bad. So the good news is they haven't drawn Helia, the legendary. But the bad news is we're not doing anything and we're just dying. Like, it's not even the plagues that's killing us. So if you don't have, with this deck, if you don't have the Imposing Anubisath, Forge of Wills, or Loken, it looks like you just have nothing to do. And again, I can't even really draw cards here. Our hand got clogged up so bad by the two Frost Plagues back to back. On the top of the deck, by the way. But I mean, we're basically just dead here. Alright, so there's Loken. That gives us a play for next turn, and it's going to at least put something in the way. Hopefully we top deck the Frost play. This has been a weird game.
Everybody needs a casket.
Just no early plays, so I guess maybe you actually are supposed to keep the Imposing Anubisath. And I guess the Defile was a bad keep.
The whispers. I can't resist.
Yeah, unfortunately we've already drawn the Phanotem. This will hopefully...
Your voice is strong.
Oh no, they play the Rusher?
The cold shows no mercy. And neither.
Yeah, if they have the Rush, we're actually just dead here. I don't think it's cheap enough though. 5 Plagues. It would be 6 mana.
We only need one.
Nope. Dead. So in that game, I don't know, we did nothing and died. It didn't feel good at all. I feel like it's probably a mulligan issue. I should not have kept Defile. And I probably should have kept the Imposing Anubisath, but I guess you need to keep cards that you can play in the early game so then you can play the Scourge supplies and have room to actually be able to draw.
Lady Vash versus Valera.
I think the other thing to note there is the Death Knight didn't even necessarily have... Actually, I'm going to keep the Champion of Storms just so I can forge it this time. But the Death Knight didn't even have like a great draw or any kind of a, you know, high rolly draw at all. Just we did nothing. Alright, I'm going to pass here. I'm going to forge on 2 so that these have rush. And I feel like this matchup against Rogue is a matchup where you can potentially just go wide. And the 4/2s having rush can overwhelm him. So the issue here is, I saw this once already and I learned my lesson. What they just forged is the Lab Reconstructor, which is a mech that will duplicate onto this, and then it's going to be summoning a copy of itself. So I almost think I need to play Novice Zapper and Altered Core just to remove this. Which is kind of sad. It's actually really sad. But... I kind of feel like I don't have a choice here. I really can't leave this on the board. Because I think leaving this on the board is going to be the first step to losing. They just multiply so fast. So now we'll forge this turn too.
Twist this, tighten that, and fall over there.
But we're right back in the same situation. With, they're going to magnetize to this, and then it's going to duplicate, and I think we just actually lose to it. If this is going to be the second time, if that's what happens, this is the second time I've seen it, and the second time I've lost to it. Yeah, and there it is. And then it duplicates. It's reborn, and it duplicates. And I think the game is actually just over. Can't remove either one, and they're just going to continue to duplicate. Mech Rogue is going to definitely be something to keep an eye on. If you have that lab constructor and forge it, it's just so strong. Because it kind of puts, when they have that, you have to remove their board every time. Because if you don't, then that's what happens. And even if you are able to remove their board every time, there's going to come a point where they're going to be able to play enough mechs, you know, maybe like 5-6 mana, that they'll finally be able to get it off. It's interesting that the copy also duplicates.
My heart is one with the eternal forest.
The copy duplicating kind of reminds me of the Trog when it first came out. Like in Paladin, you could buff the Trog. Say you had like a 4/6 Trog and your opponent would play a spell, and then you'd have 2 4/6 Trogs, and they'd play another spell, and you have 4. And then they finally made it to where the Trog was just a 1/2 that came out. I'm going to do nothing here, but we're going to have 2 4/1s coming down next turn. Which I don't like. We really don't even have spells that we want to reduce. I think I'm just going to have to take it in the chops here. So Hunter's off to a really good start. Yeah, the rake is really good though for us just to be able to remove this stuff. And I think I don't know, reducing the cost of spells, again, at this particular point doesn't do anything. And I'm not sure that I'm really interested in random spells right now, either. I don't necessarily want to fill my hand up by doing something like that, so I'm just going to hold on to it. Innervate coin. So potentially I'm just doing this on turn 5, just to be able to get some bodies on the board. It'll also discount the cultivation. So I guess we're playing Secret Hunter, which means they're going to have that big 6/2 weapon that they can equip at some point. Definitely want to forge that. And the drum circle is nice. Cat trick. Okay. And we're just going to pass it back. So next turn, I'll actually be able to coin Innervate the drum circle. And since it has both effects, it's going to be 5 2/2s. It's going to be 5 4 6s. Which might be just enough to save us here. One of those secrets could also be motion to nod, but I have to do it, otherwise we just die. Die to the board here. So, the hidden meaning doesn't really matter. We have this huge wall of taunts that our opponent has to get through now. Next turn, we'll be able to buff them all again. They have the Titan. I'm assuming they take the 5/3 weapon, because they're going to have to start trying to punch through our stuff. Which is fine. Raiding their board. And I do need to remove this. Maybe I just innervate this out. Yeah, I do, right? Because then this is free.
Now how about...
And the zombies doesn't matter. So then we'll buff our board. I think I still need to remove the Titan. Do I, though? I mean, he can put down a 3/3 with Taunt when he swings his weapon, or he can draw 1 card when he swings his weapon. Maybe that's not threatening enough that I actually need to remove this. Like the 3/3 Taunt, we still just get through it. And this sets up lethal. I don't think the Hunter beats this. They have to get through 24 points of Taunt to be able to kill us. And even if he puts a 3/3 Taunt in the way, I think we still just... I think we're still just able to punch through and kill him. And they end up drawing a card, which doesn't do anything, so we end up getting there. Just because of how strong it is to have that combined effect with this particular deck. So that was actually kind of a surprising outcome for me, because I felt like we were on the ropes the entire time. And it just seemed like we were going to get run over by the aggro deck. Wall of Taunt saved the day, but it was close. It was really close. And honestly, probably an above average draw. And we are not playing against Priest. I don't know why these people think I'm going to waste my time playing against Priest on the first day of a new expansion. Now they're holding me hostage because I think my game has crashed. You can't even concede against Priest. You can't even concede against Priest to get away from him. Like, you try to concede, and the game just bugs out. Look at this. It's awful. Alright, I think I'm going to have to restart the client here. But I have no regrets, because there is absolutely no way that I am playing against Priest. Alright, I am restarting. And we'll be back shortly. Man, Priest actually, their do-nothing archetype actually got better. Because I think Priest has maybe the strongest Titan. And so the archetype of do nothing but remove your opponent's board is even better than it was.
Wonderful to see. There's some ancient powers here that need investigating.
Alright, we're back. Give this another try.
Zoth versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
All eyes shall be opened.
Deck tracker finally works. Let's see Paladin. So Paladin, it's either going to be mechs or it's probably going to be something board-based because of the Crusader aura that was added to the core set. So I think I actually want to keep removal. I'm going to keep these two guys. Probably be able to use them early, free up hand space, and hopefully be able to draw into some of our more powerful stuff here. So Paladin is a class that even if we get down like a big 15-15, it's not necessarily going to be good enough to win the game because of the class action lawyer. The lawyer. Just gonna tap here. I mean, the damage is starting to add up. But I think we're okay.
Reporting for duty.
A red sun rises.
I'm assuming they hold this swing. They do. And so now we're going to be able to heal a lot just from this Mortal Eradication. It's going to clear the board. It's going to heal us for 6. So unfortunately, it does give them a couple of 1/1s to be able to continue to buff their Death Rattle on the Disco Maul.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
They're going to swing as a 5/5 buff. It's probably a good idea. Actually decide to hold it. I think I just want to clear this board. I don't want this buff landing on anything that can attack this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and tap. And then I'm going to Hellfire. Hitting the Siphon Soul is pretty good here. If they do get down a big minion with this, I'll just be able to remove it and heal at the same time. You've got a Twisting Nether. Inevitably, they're going to be able to play out like a bunch of these Light Rays. Yeah. So this plays really well into exactly what we have in our hand here. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be floating the rest of this mana at 9 cards. But our opponent still hasn't... They're not really threatening us here, so it's not that big a deal. I do hate to see that, though. Starting to feel like this is not a new deck. I mean, potentially we're just dead if they have the right cards. Six Demon with Taunt and Reborn might actually save us here. Even more so than the Lifesteal. If it eats 2 charges, I think we're really happy with it. That's going to be our play. Turn 9, we'll have Jiraxxus.
Remember this day, for you are graced with my presence.
And then the following turn, we'll be able to clear their board with the Twisting Nether, so I think that's fine. A little bit of an issue here in that we don't really have anything to do. I guess I could take a trade. I mean, surely we don't die if... Because the only way I'm removing this is if I trade for it. So I guess I'm going to have to. And again, these Scourge supplies haven't really been all that good because most of the time it feels like I don't have hand space to be able to draw with them. So they're just like clogging up my hand. I kind of wish this was like different cards. Because the deck is like pretty expensive anyway overall. So you end up with either stuff you don't want to play because the situation hasn't presented itself, or you end up with stuff that you don't have the mana for. Or again, stuff that, you know, you just don't want to play yet. I'm hoping they go all in. Kinda hate to see this. They get a lot of value out of the Shadow Spell. Although, if that discovers only Paladin, does Paladin even have Shadow Spells? That's something I don't know. I've never actually specifically seen this before. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to hold the other legendary, so I'm still going to have to Twisting Nether. Highest cost minion is Sargeras, but I don't think I can actually make that play. I haven't discarded a card yet, so those only deal 4. I can't afford to leave up the 2 minions. Got a 1 and a 2, so Defile not great here. If I go Hellfire, if I go Defile, it's going to deal 3. So I can go this, and then still be able to play this. It lets me get Sargeras down next turn. I don't know, I feel like we're probably just not getting there this game, but it feels like this is going to be our best opportunity. We're also going down really low here. But if they don't kill us, I'll be able to play the Sargeras, and I can give like the minions summoned from the portal taunt. But we could just be dead to like attack buffs.
Our story tragic, our redemption divine.
Yeah, it looks like we just died to attack buffs. So unfortunately, opponent is in a spot where they are not able to purchase new cards. Playing the same Paladin deck that's been played for months. That's got to be enjoyable. Unfortunate, man. Last 2 games in a row with that Warlock deck, I've just been AFK.
The Thunder King versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
And we have yet another Paladin.
Kings and gods.
So I'm going to hang on to Turn the Tides. If it's going to be like a board-based matchup, this is going to be a way that I can fight for the board. Lightning Storm is potentially good. Hopefully there's not like Divine Shield stuff that wouldn't die to the Lightning Storm. Horn to be able to remove big minions. Alright, this is going to be mech. And I really don't want to overload here, so I'm just going to hang on to this guy. It's already starting to get big.
Repair in progress.
I mean, I can remove this and hope that they can't make this all that big with the with the magnetize, I guess. Other option would be to just go ahead and remove this guy to try to shut down some of the value. Go ahead and trade here. I think I like that better. Try to keep this mech vulnerable so that it can actually die. To maybe like a lightning storm.
Initializing descent.
That's going to be big when it comes out. Galganeth will be good if I can get there. Could even just overdraft to kill this. I feel like I kind of have to. Get this guy off the board. We only take 4. And then I have like a Zapper Lightning Storm the following turn. Hopefully... Well, the minion that they top decked is going to have an additional 4/4. So I don't think we're going to be removing that. And it's a 6/7. Just getting punched in the face every single turn, and not really in a position where I can catch up on the board. So it feels like we're folding to the aggro here, unfortunately. I guess I still have to make the Lightning Storm play.
The storm is in me. Lightning.
Feels like he has to make this trade for the spell power. That's going to save a 6 damage face. Be able to discover a spell next turn out of the deck. Into turn 6, either one of these guys. That's unfortunate. That's just dirty. But I could potentially discover the altered chord here. It's not good enough, right? If I rush the 3/3. Actually, maybe it is good enough. Send the 3/3 there, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit this again just to soften it up. But I can play Galganeth for the 3 AoE and heal 6. So Galganeth never survives here. And we could even just be dead again to just like a weapon buff. Oh, and we're overloaded, so that's unfortunate. I think we're just dead here. Probably not good enough. I mean, I'm assuming that if they're running the weapon, they're also running like attack buff stuff. Means we'd be taking 6 here. I need him to send both weapon hits face because I need the 3/1 to be able to push into the automaton. So that I can remove it just with the AoE.
Reporting for duty.
I guess I still have to do this. And I don't even have enough mana left over to be able to... I don't even think I want to do this. Yeah, I don't even want to do this turn. I can forge this next turn. I'm assuming Galganeth dies. Yeah, he has second weapon. So again, we're still almost dead. Second weapon in the top 11. It's unfortunate. So we're not killing him and we're just dead to the weapon next turn? Yeah, that's unfortunate. If they didn't have the second weapon there, I think we're perfectly fine. Maybe not perfectly fine, but they would have had to put minions into the Galganeth. Maybe couldn't even remove it. It's just unfortunate, man. To get run over by the aggro deck like that. So again, we'll have to figure out over time if that's a weakness of the deck, or if it's just a small sample size of 1.
The stage is a battlefield.
My heart is one with the eternal
Against
forest.
Warrior. I guess I'm keeping the Flower Child. Nah, maybe not. I think I'd rather have, like, Embrace of Nature, maybe even like a Disciple of Eonar. Seedsman would be good. And then even just like some early game stuff to be able to do. Maybe save the aquatic form for turn 4, in case we need a turn 4 play. Hey Mohammed, nice to see you. Hope you're enjoying the new expansion if you've had the opportunity to play. I'm doing good. Doing good, man. Enjoying some new cards. Hearthstone got really, really boring for me. Probably honestly for the last 6 weeks, man. For the month of June, I got so bored I stopped playing at like Diamond 2. And then I didn't realize, I'd always heard that like your bonus stars are determined by MMR. So like if you didn't get Legend, it would be, you know, you would still have your same bonus stars. Man, I got bored, stopped playing at Diamond 2. And then for the month of July, I only had 9 bonus stars. Man, that was... You should have seen the look on my face when I realized what happened. So for July, I had like 8 bonus stars for Twist and 9 bonus stars for Standard. And I wasn't even enjoying Standard. I did end up getting the Legend like towards the end of the month, but it was just so painful. Wasn't there, you don't see notifications. Oh, I don't think it was, you know, it wasn't like in a video or on a stream or anything. This was just me when I realized what happened.
All it takes is love, care, and death.
So our opponents, I have no clue what they're actually intending to do here. Hey Chaos, been trying out Ramp Druid and it's worked out better for you so far. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff to play and a lot of stuff to test. Really looking forward to being able to play around with some different stuff and find out. I don't know. I like finding decks that I like, decks that I enjoy playing. I was really struggling to find those. Like I say, the last 6-8 weeks. But there's a lot of like new archetypes. The one that's really been intriguing to me is the Plague Death Knight. I'm definitely going to try that at some point. I just want random nature spells first. Oh, that is amazing. Those are both really good for what we're trying to do here. So the next turn I'm just going to jam the Topior, and then we'll be able to make wide boards. I'm assuming that Warrior's going to run at least one Brawl, but they may not have it, and we're just going to have a lot of board potential with the Topior here. Eager to try out Mech Rogue. Mech Rogue really a good deal. I like Warlock. Brace that Demon Hunter and Plague DK will dominate once again. Yeah, oh wow, that's a really early Odin. So it feels like we just lost the game. How did they play it for 6? Not sure I understand how they were able to play it for 6 mana. They coined it out. Oh. Well, this is going to go a long way to saving us. Forget the Topior. That helps out quite a bit. Yeah, the Mech Rogue, I've lost to it twice. That, the Lab Deconstructor, or whatever it's called, once it's forged, if it sticks one single turn, they just snowball the game. You have no choice but to concede. They probably used From the Depths. I must not have been paying attention. I guess they did, but I don't know how they... They did play the Igneous Lava Gorger, so I guess they went From the Depths, and it just so happened this was bottom 3. That's unfortunate. These guys being in the way help a lot. Honestly, I could even do a setup turn with Flash of Lightning to discount nature spells ahead of time for the Topior. So I'll be able to remove the 8/8. Here's the Brawl. Hopefully one of my minions wins. If the 8/8 wins, I'm just salty, man. I accept that. They may run 2 Brawls, but surely they don't already have the second one, right? Draw cards and get a big taunt. It's kind of slow. But getting a big taunt in the way means that our opponent can't punch me in the face. That seems pretty appealing. This is basically the Treant Druid. It's like Nature Druid, you know, it runs Topior. So it runs all the Treant stuff, drum circles, all the buffs. There's another one. Let's see what we got on the bottom here. Embrace of Nature. I don't think they're going to be able to kill me this turn, which is nice. I'm going to go ahead and Forge. We hit Lifebinder's Gift. I think I want random nature spells rather than reducing the cost here. Oh! Was able to get it all, that's nice. I forgot it had both effects. Go ahead and summon some 1/1s. I'd really like to be able to hit a Drum Circle. If I can hit Drum Circle with a nice board, I'm going to go ahead and discount nature spells for the following turn. And that should be good enough. So next turn, nature spells are going to be cheap. If I can actually get hands on a Drum Circle with a Solar Eclipse, our opponent's going to have second Brawl, but I kind of feel like this deck maybe only runs 1 Brawl. Seems good. I like that Drum Druid. If there's another version with new cards, it seems fun. And this card I think is worthless for him now because they've already drawn the Odin. Unless this is the deck that runs like the 20 mana Naga, like as a meme. Drum circle? Oh yeah, man. That's perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and hit there. And then I'm gonna solar eclipse and drum circle. Hero power. Actually, I missed lethal. Turn the Tides and Crash of Thunder were lethal, so I actually just missed lethal. Our opponent needs Brawl. Even if they have it, I think I can still kill him next turn. Well, they have the potential to gain a lot of armor here as well. But basically, they have to have second Brawl, otherwise the game is over. But it doesn't feel very good knowing that I just missed lethal there. They don't even have mana for the Brawl, so that should be it. Yeah, it's just not good enough. Notice that everyone focused on Titans, but if you play aggressively and put pressure, you win. Yeah, I feel like the decks that I've been playing so far feel like they've kind of folded to aggro. So again, I don't know if that's just still needing to learn the mulligan or, you know, I haven't had the opportunity to play a whole lot, but yeah, from what I've seen, my personal experience is that you're correct. Thank you, Chaos. Again, misplay. I should have had, or I did have lethal and missed it. We'll just pretend like you didn't see that. Didn't actually happen. Ooh, it's another Warlock. Interesting. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. And I really want the location. I had the location the very first game I played with this deck. I don't think I've had it since. And it like won the game on the spot. Because I had location. I think I played like Loken on turn 5. Summoned a 15/15 and then copied it with the Forge of Wills. But I haven't been able to do it since. I do kind of like having, well, in this matchup it may not be good, but hopefully we top deck Forge of Wills and then we have a target for it. Really didn't want to draw that. Might even just have to pass next turn. It's like the old handlock days where you're passing turn 3 on the coin. Rather have a misplay with a win than a misplay that costs the win. Perfect top deck, by the way. So next turn we're going to play this, and then we're going to get a 7/7 with Rush as well. It'd be so much better if we were against an aggro deck. Because if this is like a mirror match, I'm not sure how impactful it's going to be. Because our opponent's likely to have an answer for, you know, this can't attack. So they just need an answer for the 7/7 with Rush that does attack. But imagine, like, again, if I had Loken and I could put two 15/15s on the board with the Forge of Wills, that would be significantly stronger. Although, I mean, there's a chance that they just never have anything that can answer this. I mean, the 7/7 is big, so it would have to be like a Siphon Soul. I guess that works. Oh wow, we hit the Loken. So I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get Sargeras in hand. And then I'll go ahead and punch into that. It is a mirror. Maybe we get down a Sargeras and our opponent doesn't. And we just go on to win from there. It's also possible they can just, like, not clear our board. They drew the Siphon Soul. Another Forge of Wills. Guess I'm gonna have to Symphony here. There's really not any other compelling plays other than, like, get that on the board. I'm actually tempted to remove cards from their deck just because if we hit the Sargeras, I think we win. I could draw Jiraxxus and play it next turn. I don't know that that's good enough, though. Actually, maybe it is. Kind of wish now that I hadn't taken the Sargeras, because being able to play it would be nice. But I guess, oh, Jiraxxus isn't a minion anymore? Alright, well apparently Jiraxxus is no longer a minion. It was in, like, classic Hearthstone. Keep pushing, let him burn his resources? Yeah, I hope. So Jiraxxus is just a hero card. I guess that changed when they introduced hero cards. Unfortunate. Second Siphon Soul. I've got another Forge of Wills, though, so I'm just going to put down another 7/7. Both Siphons are gone now. Also room to tap. So we still haven't seen a Forge from our opponent. They're potentially running like Twisting Nether. Oh wow, do they hit this guy? They do. So now I need Siphon Soul, but I don't have it. That's tough. Discard your highest cost card. I mean, I could discard mine just to clear the board. That's not even that good. It's just no good way to be able to remove it. 7. I kind of don't need, like, these small removals. This also frees up my hand to be able to, like, draw other stuff. So now I'm just going to be able to get down the Sargeras. Hopefully they don't have theirs yet. They do have theirs. So I'm going to have to... I think I'm going to have to... Yeah, that's tough. I'm going to have to use the ability that clears the board, but then likely my Sargeras is going to die as well. And if their stuff is buffed, then that's kind of bad.
There is no escape.
And I think I may actually hang on to this last charge. Hopefully our opponent can't actually remove this. If they can't, then we're going to be in good shape. If they can, then I think our opponent's actually ahead. They're able to summon a copy. Does it not get the abilities? I guess it still makes it, it guarantees that it's getting removed though. Ooh, his reverberation actually buffed our portal. I wonder if that's a bug.
What a display!
I wonder if that's a bug. Or if that's the way it's supposed to work. That's funny, he didn't know either. Remove 6. Yeah, this, man. This whole thing is kind of frustrating. I don't even have a minion in my deck. Or a minion on the battlefield at this point. Yeah, that is a highlight. That's going to be something to remember. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to work or not. It does kind of even the game back out. And I don't think we lost anything like game losing to his destroy 6. So I still have a destroy 6, so we're basically even as far as fatigue. The other question is, how long do I hang on to this? I mean, I can just play this and use the Forge of Wills on it, and if our opponent doesn't have a Twisting Nether, then it might be enough to just win the game. Maybe I'll wait until after I've played this, though. I don't know. Maybe now's the time. Just go ahead and do it. Force our opponent to have the board clear. Boy, the animations around this card seem really slow and feel bad. Like the game feels unresponsive. He does have the Twisting Nether. And he just summoned a 6/6, so because Jiraxxus is hiding from me, we're now really falling behind on the board here. I'm just gonna concede. I think if we play this out, we just lose every single time. Our opponent just had answers for everything that we were trying to do there. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. The mirror match. I really wasn't expecting that either.
Lady Vosh versus
Death Knight, so likely the new Plague package.
Arms, my brave company.
Only
I feel like there could be a lot of variance in the win rate of that deck based on how many cards your opponent wants to draw. Like against Warlock, it's probably better because you're wanting to draw a lot of cards anyway. It's nice to have this in hand. I'm going to hold on to the Flow Rider because I actually want to be able to get something out of my deck here. I'm going to forge this on 2. This isn't really a matchup where I feel like we can just make a board of 4 2s and be able to win from there. Because if it is the Plague deck, they're going to be running the Tomb Traders, which is 3 damage AoE. And then I think they would also be running the Hardcore Cultist, which would be 2 damage AoE. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and then next turn I'll be able to discover a card from the deck. Man, they have the best card on turn 4 as well. Go ahead and discover a card. I'm just going to take the lightning bolt here. And I'm just going to remove the 4/4 and push damage face. If our opponent does have a Tomb Trader, they might just want to go ahead and play it, which would destroy one of the plagues already in the deck. That would be nice. But I mean, we've got this. It's forged. And then I also have a Flash of Lightning in hand, so I really just need to come to a conclusion about when I'm actually going to be able to get off the combo to be able to kill him. There's a Crash of Thunder. Things are looking pretty good here. Also still have the coin as well. Bio in hand. We have the Flash of Lightning. So I want a Lightning Storm to remove. And it's definitely not going to be next turn. Next turn I might set it up though. Like next turn could be the Flash of Lightning turn.
My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
Maybe we wait one more for the setup. This can also go face. Just Lightning Storm again. Could even Lightning Storm Flash of Lightning. And then next turn we would have, let's see, we'll be on 7. We can unlock. We would have this. Probably going to wait one more turn for the setup. And I'm just going to hero power here. Like, the more minions we start off with on the board, the better the bioluminescence is going to be. Maybe even to a point that I don't have to spend 4 mana on Champion of Storms. So right now that would be 12, 16, 17.
And close enough.
So it's potentially lethal just with the hero power here. Alright, so if I go hero power, bioluminescence, that's 7, 14, 18, 19. Might actually just have to Crash of Thunder here. And it still leaves in a lot of stuff left on the board. Even with the Crash of Thunder. I need to set up lethal for next turn. So next turn I would have 9 mana. So I want to use this. That'll be good for next turn. 3 spells. Alright, so I should just be killing him next turn. The only thing that might be able to stop that is if we draw the Frost Plague. But outside of that, I'm just going to jam down Champion of Storms. Drop this guy, Bioluminescence, direct spell damage, and we should be getting there. I think it doesn't matter what our opponent does. They need to trade, or they need to remove the minions on the board for sure, but if they don't do that, we should definitely be in a position to kill him. Alright, so they are removing. Novice Zappers. I think it's lethal. You never count, right? Yep, it was lethal. Actually, it was really lethal. Might have even waited one turn too long to be able to go for it. That's definitely something with that deck. I think you have to play it quite a bit to realize exactly what it's capable of. But that's definitely going to be a good deck, I would assume, in the meta. I think it maybe even just beats Priest, because you can OTK him. You should even be able to OTK him from 35. But I guess there's like, they could always dirty rat your elemental.
The new song begins.
Haven't played a mage yet. Mage has some pretty interesting new stuff too. Thanks, Muhammad. Mage has that spell school stuff. That looked pretty interesting as well. Probably makes you have some really interesting turns because you have to maximize your spell schools played. So it might not be totally clear about what the best play is. That's a nice little top deck. So could even just play these guys out on turn 2. It's also possible we're just playing like yesterday's version of Mage as well, which would be a little bit sad, but it could happen. I'm going to get these guys on the board, and then I'm going to forge this next turn. Maybe even just forge and play it on 3. Ramp on 4. Hopefully be doing the good stuff. Created identity theft. I don't think I have anything actually good. Potentially they get something good in the deck though. Maybe like a drum circle or an Ancient of Growth could be good for them. Interesting that they want to fight for the board here, but I guess maybe they don't have anything else they really want to do. A little bit unfortunate that this was the hit, but it should be okay. Next turn we ramp. Actually, maybe we want to coin out the Flower Child. Because the Flower Child has the potential to give us a really strong turn 6 play. I mean, we could ramp Planted Evidence and then Flower Child next turn. Seems fine. So they only have one... No, they do have 2 cards that cost 6 or more. Ooh. I mean, honestly, I think I just want to try to hit the drum circle. There's still 2 in the deck, so... should be what we hit. Hearthstone is trolling me. Hearthstone is big time trolling me. Like, what is this? Drum circles are hiding from me this game. That's not good. They get down their Titan and I can't even remove it. I guess I can remove it with the hero power. And I kind of have to. And look at this. Oh, they made the spells cost more, so I actually can't remove it now. I can hit it for 7. That is really unfortunate, man. That is crazy unfortunate.
I can't win them all.
Pretty sure we just lose from that point, too. Alright, that brings us back to the Warlock deck. Hopefully no mirror match this time. Didn't really enjoy playing the mirror, to be honest.
Nazoth versus the Lich King!
Death Knight, so likely the Plagues again? I feel like a lot of people are liking the Plagues. Gonna keep these. This should be really good in this matchup. If they're not able to discount those 11 mana cards with a lot of Plagues, they may not have an answer to 7/7s. I got a bad habit of drawing this guy. Imagine if every time I drew this, if it was actually Loken, what the win rate would be here. I'm also drawing all my minions. Hearthstone, once again being mean to me. This is actually just looking like Frost. Like just an aggro Frost deck. Which is interesting.
You will not come closer.
So next turn I can coin out Loken, as long as I don't draw the other Anubisath. I only have 1 minion left in the deck. Oh, he takes the 7. Nice. Ooh, second Forge is pretty good as well.
The whispers. I can't resist.
Just gonna pressure the life total here, I think. Because I have the potential for some healing. And then on turn 7, I'll be able to get another taunt in the way. And a rusher to be able to remove stuff on the board. Hopefully they don't freeze my 7/4. Okay. So we don't actually kill him here. Hit him for 14 and set him to 2. But I guess I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Nothing in the deck. Actually, Hellfire goes face, so I'm going to tap first. Unfortunate. But we'll do this, and we'll go ahead and get a rusher off of it. These guys go face. Now he has to freeze the board every turn. And if at any point we actually do draw a Hellfire, then we just end the game on the spot. As expected. I mean, this potentially ends the game. 6 damage face. 6 damage all characters. Alright. They knew it too, so I guess there were 2 options in the Symphony that allowed us to be able to kill him. So that was interesting. I don't know that they were playing... I'm assuming they were playing the Titan. Primus. But other than that, I think probably no new cards for Frost Death Knight. Outside of the Titan, I think the only cards that Death Knight got are the Plague package. At least the only ones that are maybe worth playing.
The Thunder King versus Silver.
Versus Hunter. So I think I played against the Hunter with this deck once.
The slayer of kings and gods.
And just kind of like folded to the aggro. I think I want Turn the Tides. A Champion of Storms to be able to forge it. Lightning Storm could be good. Because if they played like the card that gives them the 3/4/1s, that damage can add up really quickly. Again, I don't want to just play this out because I want to be able to draw with it. I need to overload first. Which feels kind of weird, to be honest. Alright, there's the champion. We're going to go ahead and forge that, no question. So now when we get this down, the elementals are going to have Rush. Which this is a matchup where flooding the board with 4/2s with Rush can actually just win the game, I think. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take 2.
Made a grave mistake.
How much does it matter? I don't think it matters how much health this actually has. It does if they play Barrel Full of Monkeys, though. So I'll take the extra damage on the face here. I'll be able to draw discover a card from the deck now that we're overloaded. I'm just not sure about the Horn of Winter in this deck, or Horn of the Windlord, because it's too slow, and it does have synergy with the Turn the Tides, but I don't find myself saving Turn the Tides.
Go with the flow.
I think I want to cut these for, like, Zap, to be honest. We'll do one Crash the Thunder.
Go with the flow.
And get some card draw for next turn. Just be a Lightning Storm turn.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
I'd like to top deck a Novice Zapper to be able to play with the Lightning Storm. It would have been really good. The 4 health board is a bit troublesome. Playing this now is not good enough.
Double time. Double time.
Alright, well, that doesn't do a whole lot this turn. It's kind of like setting up a board clear for next turn in the form of a Crash the Thunder, but I really don't like it. But yeah, I think I'm going to cut Horn of the Windlord here and just play Zaps. There's just no matchups where they have... I mean, it does help remove a Titan. Unfortunately, our opponent has their Titan on 5. That's a lot of damage. And they're trading, which I find to be strange. But we're basically just dead here. Feels like Horn of the Windlord just is not it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cut that and put in the Zaps. Because if I'd had like a Zap or 2 plus the Lightning Bolt along with the I never think of what the card is called, along with the Champion of Storms, and I think it's a lot better. Also, I'm not totally sold on Inza in that deck either. There's just not enough overload cards in the deck. Like, best case scenario, you play Inza on 5, But by that point, I feel like I've already played some of the Overload cards in my deck, and there's not that many to begin with. So it feels like another wasted deck slot.
Victory for the Forsaken. The forest fights back.
Alright, I'm keeping the Seedsman here. Another Hunter. Like I played this guy earlier, and he was playing the Secret Hunter. I want Embrace of Nature. Nice. So I can forge this on 2, Innervate on 3, Seedsman on 4. I'm going to have a ton of mana. I really just need this thing to hit Drum Circle. And not hit the Life Bonder's Gift like I did last time. Foul Egg. So Forge on 2. Point this on 3. Ooh, you hate to see it. Can't remove it either. If they have the, like the 1 cost card and then 2 4-1s, like their board is insane. Gosh, and they have it too, man. Well, how do they have to have it? This is the second time I've seen exactly this. It may have actually been this guy. I'm pretty sure I played this guy within the last hour. And I think they did exactly the same thing. Like, it's just already over. I have no removal.
I can't win them all.
I think that's the second time they've done exactly that. There's no way you can have those same cards every single game. They just happen to have them every single time they play me. What if they lost like every single other game they played with that deck? Oh good, it's uncorrupt. I get the win again.
Off versus Arthas.
Be out here donating wins to make the ladder a better place. Alright, I'm going to try keeping the Scourge Supplies again. If this card isn't useful, I really don't want both. But if it's not useful this game, then I think it's time to cut it. Like, there's just always too many cards in hand that I can't even play at the draw 3. Alright, so we got this on 3 and this on 4. That should be pretty good in this matchup. I don't know why you wouldn't swing with the weapon on turn 1, though. Like, I have no idea what they're holding the weapon for. They could have 2 plagues already in the deck, and instead they're holding weapon swings. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But again, the hand is so full we don't even want Scourge Supplies. And then we have Plague Eruptions that only deal 2 damage. This into this will be good. Then we could potentially look at, like, Mortal Eradication.
You have earned an eternity of torment.
Also, another thing I've noticed is every single time I play against Plague Death Knight, they have this on either turn 3 or turn 4. And again I say, how can they have it every single time?
You will not come closer.
And just because of the nature of this deck, we tend to draw a lot of cards. Makes it more likely that we're going to draw plagues. And they create an unholy frenzy? Come on, game. From the Rubian Vizier. Redstone hates me. Alright. That'll heal us a little bit, but I mean, I can play this and use the Forge of Wills again next turn, and then basically have nothing to do. Like, I have to hit the board with big stuff, or we're just not going to win. The longer the game goes, the more likely it is we draw plagues. Yep. And another one. And they're getting shuffled back in the deck. 3 plagues in a row. Again.
You will not come closer.
How can they hit how can you hit 3 plagues in a row? I've got like, what, 6 plagues in the deck total? I hit 3 in a row with 25 cards in the deck.
Anybody?
Pick me! Pick me!
My pain doesn't compare to your plague.
Obliterate off the noggling. Like, honestly, man, I really don't think that Plague DK is going to be that good and that consistent. But when you draw like that, it makes it look like the most powerful deck in all of Hearthstone. There's just no way that's a standard draw. And standard discovers.
Morgul versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Anybody have any input on that? Am I crazy? Like, is that just how the deck is all the time? Surely it can't be. Alright, we're back to our upgraded version of Nature Shaman now. Hopefully we draw a Champion of Storms to be able to forge it. That'd be a premium top deck. Although, it probably doesn't matter forging in this matchup as much. We know Mage is probably going to be running... I'm pretty sure that they run Blizzards in this deck now. And if not Blizzard, then they're running Deathborn. And so a board full of 4/2s doesn't do anything. So really we're just trying to set up for the OTK. It's a very intimidating 1/1. So I guess as silly as it is, I'm going to play this, and I might even just draw 1 off of the Thorum next turn. The damage goes face. I'm never trading for a 1/1. Not against this deck, anyway. Could even just bump here and Lightning Storm to clear the board. I think I like that play maybe a little bit better. At this point, it's really just about trying to buy time, I think. We do take a little bit of damage. 4 damage off of those guys, but it's fine. Next turn, we have Altered Chord if our opponent is able to get like a bigger minion off of the Cosmic Keyboard. They're dealing 6. They're dealing 7. But it's fine. I definitely want to thin the deck. And we want... what do we want? I want the zap. I'm just going to draw cards here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and zap this guy. And then I'm going to coin out the Thorum. There's the Champion of Storms. I'm going to pass turn, so I'm assuming at least some portion of this board gets removed. Yeah, Deathborn. I mean, that's not even a great Deathborn, to be honest. Second Champion of Storms. So now the question becomes, do I want to go ahead and just play the Flash of Lightning for next turn? I don't have any lightning bolts. The only thing I have that can go face would be Crash of Thunder. So I don't think I want to do that.
Complacence weakens you.
Actually, maybe I just need to play it to draw another nature card. I still just need to draw cards. I think I want to do it to draw cards. Not necessarily to try to set up the lethal for next turn. I'm just going to go ahead and clear these off the board. If they have like second Deathborn, it could be really bad. Actually left us with a 3-2. There shouldn't be any way that I'm killing the opponent here. They're still at 28. Again, I feel like forging this doesn't really do anything. Just because of second Deathborn or a Blizzard. Definitely can't afford to give them a board full of 4/2s. So this won't come down until I'm actually going to kill them with the Bioluminescence, but I need like cheap spells to be able to play with it to summon this stuff. And at this point I'm going to need... It's not enough, is it? Nah, it's not enough. I still just need to draw cards, unfortunately. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to forge one. And I'm just going to put it on the board and pass. If they can't remove this, and I get to play the second one next turn... Yeah, that's fine. I didn't think it was going to survive anyway. A little bit concerned that their Discover card is the card that actually removed it, though. Also, I'm in the process of, like, dying. I'm probably going to have to Altered Chord on this just to make sure that I don't die to, like, random conglomeration of spells. Second Bio. Alright, so I guess I'll Forge again just because there's not really anything else I want to spend my mana on. So I feel like we're just losing this game. We need second Flash of Lightning to be able to discount again. But you also have to have a setup turn, so I either need to hit it, or I need to hit Ancestral Knowledge and draw into it. Galganeth could be good as well. Opponent's at 33, though. It's just going to take so much to be able to kill him. And we're just continuing to get lower as well. Overdraft, not good enough. Zap, not good enough. I feel like we're just dead here. Like, I don't even have plays. So again, I mean, the deck... That deck doesn't really feel all that good. How do we fix it? It's got to be more consistent. So the Enza is bad. I think I want to run Command of Neptulon, but 2 copies. What do you cut? Overdraft? Alright, that puts us back on the Druid. And last time I conceded to Priest, it actually crashed the clients. Looks like it's not doing it this time, though. There is no way in the world I'm playing against Priest on day 1 of a new expansion, man. That's just miserable. People that are playing Priest right now, I think they're actually just trying to make the world a worse place. Spreading misery as far and as wide as they possibly can. Alright, Warlock. So I feel like Warlock can potentially just beat our deck based on the amount of removal that they have. Like, even if we get down the insane board with a drum circle on, you know, turn 7. Oh, it's a Renathal deck. That's interesting. Like a Twisting Nether just removes the board. Also that wing, what's it called? The 4 mana card, discount your highest cost minion. And deal the damage of the cost.
I need more mana.
Oof, man. So I actually clicked that on my deck. It takes 2 mana to forge, which I was kind of wondering why it wasn't glowing. But if I didn't click it like over here to the side, if I clicked it in the middle, it would have played it, which would have been a total disaster. There we go. Don't be like me, that'd be a terrible mistake. So I think I want to go coin Seedsman into this. Like, ramping up just feels like it's going to be really powerful here. Plus we're drawing nature spells as well, which makes it more likely that we draw the other Lifebinder's Gift, which would guarantee Drum Circle. So I want to do this first to try to draw the other Lifebinder. We missed it. I didn't think these were nature spells, so that... Okay. Well, that was bad. Alright, but we hit the Drum Circle, so... we play this next turn, it's got both effects. Our board is insane, and I think we just win because our opponent's only going to have 6 mana next turn. I think. And then the following turn we can even buff even bigger. So they could have like the 4 damage AoE, but that's not going to be enough against what we're going to have here. So I think we're in pretty good shape. It's actually exact lethal on board, but even if they can remove stuff, we can buff again and likely just kill them. They need to clear the entire board, basically. I don't think that's happening, but that may not be correct.
The whispers. I can't resist.
So, highest would be the 15/15. The Phanotem, but they're playing a Renathal deck, so maybe they have more than 3 minions. Yeah, the 10/10 taunt wasn't going to be good enough. Even the 15/15 may not be good enough with the buffs that we were going to be able to play. And that puts us back on our own version of Warlock. Pretty similar, but if I have Loken... Like, when I play Loken, there's only 3 minions in this deck. Phanotem, the 15/15 Sargeras, and then the imposing Anubisath. That way, it just gives you more control over what you're going to hit. I think I'm keeping this. I also think I'm keeping this, but I feel like I want to cut this every single time because it gets stuck in my hand. I never play it. But like Plague Eruption hasn't been good. Scourge Supplies hasn't been good. Maybe it'll be good this game.
My warmest greetings to you.
Welcome, my devoted chosen.
Haven't played Wing Welding. Feels like that hasn't been good either. Because, I mean, you're never going to want to play this and discard your Sargeras. I guess if you draw the Phanotem, that would be the one you would want to use to play it, but it feels like there's a lot of stuff that could be cut out of this. Alright, we finally get to play it. And Defile is the one that we don't want. If this is like a Black Rock and Roll Warrior, we might need to remove big single target minions. And I don't think there's any kind of warrior that's going to be playing like little stuff that would be vulnerable to Defile. So that was a pretty easy... Yeah. That was a pretty easy thing. Good news is, now we have a target for the Wing Welding, so again, if it's like a Black Rock Warrior, and they get down an insane board, we'll be able to remove it. But yeah, you can see here, like, this deck is clunky, man. Like, I can't even tap, because it'll cause us to overdraw. So I just have to pass turn. And I'm assuming this is like the Odin Warrior. So he wants to get down his Odin and then just start punching me in the face with all of his armor. Meanwhile, I'm AFK, literally doing nothing. Right, there's the Forge of Wills, but unfortunately, we just don't have anything to be able to copy. So if it is Black Rock Warrior, I think they just drew the Black Rock and Roll. They also just forged the that Bellowing Fire card, so that's a lot of damage potential. I'm just going to use the Mortal Eradication. This will be better if there's multiple minions on the board to have later. There's the Odin, so now we're just getting hit in the face every turn. If I get to, when I get the Sargeras... Gosh, I think I just play the Wing Welding. Get rid of this, but if I get the Sargeras, then I can pick the one that gives us taunts every single turn, and then we should be fine. I need to clear the 8-8 because I don't want to take that damage. So goodbye, Phanotem. Go ahead and tap. So next turn I'll Sargeras and I'll play a Forge of Wills on it. Yeah, it's just a lot of damage. So I definitely want the health. And I'm going to go ahead and make a rusher out of this guy. And bump in. So if he has to hit into one of the 3/4s, then at least that dies. But now we're going to have 2 taunts every single turn. It's going to make it significantly harder for our opponent to actually be able to hit us. So we may be able to outlast him here. But we have to survive this turn. I forgot about that Bellowing Fire. Nah, we just died. Unfortunate. The Odin Warrior deck looks like it could be pretty good too. I think that's the second time I've lost to it. No, I think I beat it with the Druid. I guess it depends on whether or not you're playing a deck that has a lot of taunts to be able to put in the way. I forgot that he had that second Bellowing Flames to be able to remove one of the 3/4s. So if I had put down the turn before I played Sargeras, I debated playing the second Forge of Wills And the reason I didn't is because I wanted to make sure I had space to be able to summon the 3-4 imps. Like, I wanted as many as possible. So if one of them didn't die, you know, I want to make sure I have room to summon 2 more for 3, so on and so forth. But if I played the second Forge of Wills and had a double rusher to remove his 5/8, then he wouldn't have actually been able to hit me in the face, and then maybe that's enough to be able to win the game. Next Sargeras active, you get the 6/6s Infernals. They come out as 6/8s with Taunt. So, could have been significantly better. But that is actually going to do it for the stream. A little bit of a short one today, but I wanted to go live just to kind of celebrate and play with the new expansion. Thank you so much for watching if you've been here. Always appreciate your support. Going to be doing more videos and probably more live streams too, to be honest, throughout the rest of the week this week. Just really digging into the new expansion. Really kind of found my passion for Hearthstone again after a couple of sad months and a sad meta for me personally. So definitely looking forward to that. Again, thank you so much for watching, and good luck with your pack openings, good luck with your decks, and good luck with your ladder climb. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.